All right. So listen, before we get to this break, Houston's at 4-4. I mean, never say never, but like if he takes this team to the playoffs, my God. But yeah, that's getting a little too far ahead of ourselves. Speaking of playoffs, though, we've mentioned the names, we've evoked the names of Deshaun Watson, Houston Deshaun Watson. He returned to action against Cleveland in Week 9. We mentioned Lamar Jackson, former MVP Lamar Jackson, who's in the conversation again this year, Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow is back to looking like Joe Burrow. The entire AFC North, if the playoffs started today, the entire AFC North would qualify for the playoffs in Pittsburgh, thanks to Mike Tomlin's aversion to losing records and losing seasons. So even if they're losing a yardage battle every week.
Every week.
And then meanwhile in the AFC, Kansas City humbles Miami, who still hasn't beaten a good team this year. And even if you go back to last year, they struggle with elite competition. Kansas City defensively is holding it down. Offensively, you know, they're kind of carrying the offense a little bit lately, right? So, like, right now I'm wondering, because we spend so much, like, you know, when I come on the show with you, we spend so much time arguing and bickering about the NFC and, you know, Eagles versus Niners, and we're on the Lions. We're driving the Lions bus, but like, yo, like, the AFC, we know it's deep, it's wide open. Who you got right now, right here, right now, at the halfway point?
God just said it.
In the AFC, I know who I got, and you should know who I got, but who you got?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said right now, because right now it's hard to argue against the Kansas City Chiefs, who with that defense that you mentioned. Well, no, right now, yeah, right now it's gonna be different. I'm telling you right now, just so we're clear, because I don't want to be accused of everything. I'm just gonna share it with the family, and we're sitting here at the kitchen table. We're all gonna have this conversation. All right, hey kids, in November, before winter comes around here, I'm going to tell you that I'm rolling with Kansas City because they're playing the best right now. But when I see y'all in February, when I see you in Vegas in February, it's going to be you, me, and the Cincinnati Bengals. Shout out my grandma, my nana, Catherine Darnell, who said Cincinnati.
So you picked in preseason.
Who called it Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati in February. They will be there because you know, Mike, what I like about Cincinnati, I'll tell you what I like about both of these teams. That
start feels like so long ago.
But Kansas City, okay, what I like about Kansas City is that everybody talks about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, okay, and Andy Reid and Jake from State Farm, okay, everybody. You talk about all the showy elements and commercial elements of the Kansas City Chiefs. But what I like about them is the back alley, is the dirt, is the grit, the defense that they've been playing all year. They're not on just a hot streak. They've been doing this all year long. They're one of the best defenses in the NFL. And so if they can do this, they can go anywhere they want. They can beat anybody. Their style, they have a certain style defensively. And offensively, Patrick Mahomes is not only brilliant, he's a brilliant chameleon. So whatever you need, Patrick Mahomes can give it to you. He could throw it. He could attempt 12 passes in the first half if that's what the game plan calls for, and then come out and throw it 30 times in the second half. He can air it out. He can author a strong running game. He can be a part of that running game. So they are so versatile offensively, but their core right now is defense. And what I like about Cincinnati is they ain't scared of nobody. They ain't scared of nobody. They're not a bad matchup against anybody. You know, we always like football people, especially football writers, always try to sound smart, try to be ahead of it. Be like, you know, this is a good team, but it's really a bad matchup for them as I've studied the tape. And I've watched I have to go back and watch the coach's film. You know, I watch the coach's film. When I watch the film, it's a bad matchup. Cincinnati's not a bad matchup for anybody in football, which is why they're so dangerous. Because they can go anywhere, home or the road. They can go anywhere and win. They got a great quarterback. So It'll be Cincinnati in February, Kansas City right now. What say you?
I appreciate your consistency because, you've been a Chiefs guy for the last several years. You created some space for yourself on the Bengals bandwagon that I built and picked them in the preseason to go to the Super Bowl but not win it, right? You have the Eagles beating the Bengals, correct? Is that correct? In your Super Bowl?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. All right. We'll look it up.
There might be some wiggle room there.
And I also can't remember whether or not you waffled or tilted or what have you when the Bengals when they struggled.
That's just what I do.
So okay, props for your consistency. I know my preseason pick was San Francisco over Cincinnati, and Cincinnati looks whole again. Burrow looks healthy. Cincinnati looks whole. I agree with everything you said. I just take issue with your omission because I would say that the only person who loves the Baltimore Ravens organization more than me and this here brother from another, he's mentioned the family conversation, at this point is Rita. But before Rita, there was me. Before Rita became a part of this family, there was me. Nobody put on for Baltimore as a football operation more than yours truly. Tell me what Baltimore does not have, okay? First of all, I'll tell you what they do have. They may have the two most impressive wins in the NFL this year. Like, okay, you and I agree on our affection and admiration for the Detroit Lions, right? I mean, at one point, speaking of waffling, we went away from both of our Super Bowl picks and said, okay, we are the Lions. The Lions are coming out of the NFC. Like, we just got so into the Lions.
And we got to stick with it, too.
And then Baltimore proceeded to beat the dog shit out of Detroit. Then they turn around and like Seattle, oh, here comes Seattle. Bruh, did you see when they curb stomped Seattle? They absolutely mollywopped Seattle. Yesterday, it wasn't even competitive. What don't they have?
Curbs.
They have the
curb stomp.
They have the best defense in the NFL. They lost their number one running back in the preseason or early in the season. But they ran for 200 some odd yards yesterday with an undrafted dude named Keaton Mitchell breaking them off something real proper, like to the tune of 40 and 60-yard runs. They have Lamar Jackson, who's like phenomenal as a passer when he has to be, because I forgot to mention, they can run the ball down your throat.
Yeah.
They got everything on this team right now. Like, Baltimore is as complete as it gets, and they've been their peak, their impressive has been the most impressive. Unless I'm forgetting somebody, like other teams have had they are demolishing people that's supposed to be able to give them a challenge. Other teams are supposed to be in the conversation for elite teams. They've destroyed them. Baltimore right now is the best team in the AFC for me.
Yeah, man. Like Baltimore, you see Sunday at 1 in Baltimore.
Golly.
Hey, yeah. Oh, look at that. Listen, you see Sunday at 1 on the schedule. Sunday 1 o'clock, Baltimore. And you're from a different part of the country. I'm just gonna tell you this. I'm gonna advise you not to go. Okay. Now, if you go, I just want you to know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you, because what's gonna happen before you even go into the stadium, people gonna be taking off their jackets, rubbing Vaseline on their face, taking off their earrings, taking off their jewelry, be like, what's up? Oh, what's up? Start circling around you before anything go down. Like, you really about to get it. They are always ready. They are more ready than you are, especially at their place. Look, if Baltimore can keep this up, and I said Cincinnati can go in anywhere and win, but it's going to be really, it's going to be intimidating. It's a pit. It is scary to go into Baltimore. If they keep this up and they somehow overtake the number 1 seed in the AFC, oh, we got a problem. Then, sorry, it might be Baltimore. It might be Baltimore and Vegas. Yeah,
Baltimore beating people. They're beating people the Western District way. Right?
Yeah.
They're doing it the Western District way.
But you said they've been the most impressive. But a tiny shout out as a music plays. A tiny shout out to the Dog Pound. Ooh, Dog Pound.
Thank you. Thanks for sneaking that in.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.